Jai Shriman Narayan. Jai Shriman Narayan. Jai Shriman Narayan. I pay my obeisances to my spiritual master, Srimad Jagadguru Sudarshan Acharya Maharaj. I pay my obeisances to Lord Sri Ramanuj. I pay my obeisances to our Purva Acharyas. I pay my obeisances to our 12 Alvars. I pay my obeisances to Mother Lakshmi, and I pay my obeisances to Lord Sriman Narayan. I welcome all of you here physically at the Sri Narayan Dham in Durban, South Africa. I welcome those that's watching this discourse locally, nationally, and internationally. And I welcome in advance those that's going to be watching this discourse when it is posted on YouTube and the various groups from around the world subsequently. I also welcome those that's going to be watching this discourse currently on TikTok. Our ongoing topic is the Guru principle and the significance of a bona fide spiritual master. And although I did not want this incident in our life to be recorded in the compilation of discourses that I am running weekly into the book, The Guru Principle, I have no option but to respond to some falsities that have been made in the public platform. And in response, it also gives me a legal right to incorporate this discourse in my book, because this is what I was doing legally from a few months. So I have been named publicly, and I have the right to respond to the person that named me. But before we go there, I would like you to have your cell phones out, Sitha, because we need to get a few definitions. I want to do this in a coherent manner. So I want to start off with the word disguise. What is the meaning of disguise? I want proper legal meanings. On this show, we don't tell no lies and we make no perceptions. We want to make sober declarations, Jessica. So Jessica lied to us that she went for a thyroid operation. She went for an operation so she could sing like Lata Mangeshkar. You all heard Sriman Narayan, and as I said, we are evidence-based, truth-based. Hear all the bhajans and hear the bhajan. And tell me who 1 week after an operation can sing such a long Sriman Narayan bhajan if it was thyroid. Yes, you'll agree with me? Yes. And whilst Sitha is looking, you got it? Okay. What disguise means?
It means to conceal the identity.
Conceal?
The identity.
The identity. Carry on. Other meanings?
Okay, it also means sort of disguise, cloak, mask, new, to alter the dress or appearance.
Alter appearance. Dress and appearance. Anything else?
Also, a change in appearance or behavior.
Change in appearance or behavior. Anything else?
Okay, and that misleads
misleads by
presenting a different apparent identity.
a different apparent identity. See, one word, disguise. Does it positively identify anyone that we know? Positively identify anyone that we know. There used to be an unknown entity, called Thanasegren Rubinathan Mudli. Unknown entity. Then, to become known, he went in disguise. And he disguised himself as Karo Charo. He hid his useless identity from birth. Useless identity from birth. Let's be logical. If you are born with an identity, you have a character in that identity and you have a personality in that identity. Yes? Will any one of you here give up your identity for something else? Anyone here in this satsang or anyone within the parameters of the discourse, why would you give up your birth identity? Why would anyone want to give up their original birth identity? Because it was useless, shameful. Yes? You will only change your identity if you are ashamed of your original identity. Yes? So entertainers, and I saw this done in wrestling. Ray Mysterio Jr., you heard of him? Huh? A handsome young Mexican. Yes? Only for the purposes of entertainment. When he leaves home, he is Rey Mysterio with his original self. When he goes into the change room, for the purposes of earning a living, he likes to put a mask. Within that entertainment, he has his mask on, and when he goes back into the change room, he takes off his mask because he is satisfied with himself as being Rey Mysterio. Yes? Mankind. You heard of Mankind? You all heard of Undertaker? But as soon as they leave the change room, they go back to the original self. This was only for entertainment. But we have a narcissist who got stuck in his vile and vulgar character because he loves it. Because he loves the F word. He loves vulgarity. He loves taking on women from behind dark glasses. Then he runs like a woman to police stations and courts. And he calls himself Madhir. A real Madhir will never enter a police station. He will never enter a court. He will dala what he must. He will dala what he must from within his own character. That's why we call people M-A-D-H-I-R, because you can really dala. When you take females to court for protection order, you are not a M-A-D-H-I-R. You can't be. It is impossible. Yes? Yes, it is impossible to hold that title and run to court.
It's not even a M-A-N.
Yes, he's not even a M-A-N. And if you watch all his lap dancing videos, would men suggestive lap dancing videos would men, then you will understand who he really is. And I want him to take this discourse to his advocate and try to sue me, because in his last drunken public announcement, he said, you and you and you, I'm going to sue y'all and make money. This was how he said it. So I'm giving him an opportunity now to sue me if he has legal. If he has legal grounds to sue me, he must sue me. So I'm making this discourse is in response to the statement that he made on Thursday. Was it Thursday, 21st? Okay. So now we've established that if a person puts a disguise, he is concealing something. He's a liar. If you put a disguise, it means you're a liar. You are a deceitful person. You are deceiving people. If you put your mask in your house only, it means you're deceiving your wife and son. But if you are continuously wearing this mask for the past 15 years, then it means for the past 15 years you've been a liar. You've been a liar. You are misrepresenting your character to the public. And the Sri Narayan Dham is part of the public. My devotees here are part of the public. And everyone that watches him, he is fooling that part of the public. So in the Bhagavad Gita, it is stated that those with demonic character, and one of the attributes is pomposity. And whilst I'm discussing Sitha, look for the synonyms of pomposity. Look for the synonyms of pomposity. So I want to ask a question. Satish Bhai, how many years are you in my satsang? 5. Okay. Can you go and state how many satsangs you missed in the 5 years? A few. That's how I can remember, because it was a few. Alright? Can you tell anyone you are my disciple and I am your spiritual master? No. You can only be my disciple through initiation. Up until the time you do not take initiation, you are an aspirant. You are an aspirant. Mama, how long you are here with me?
3 years.
Mama is 3 years. And when I was very sick, Mama was in Joburg. He was contemplating whether to pray for me to survive or not to survive, because next year, May, he has to become a vegetarian, give up drinking and smoking. So he was in a quandary. If the Guru goes now, I can eat meat till death. You understand? And yet Mama is an aspirant for the past 3 years. If you didn't attend one satsang of mine, if you didn't attend one satsang of mine, can you go tell the public, can you put in court papers, can you tell people that I was a disciple of Acharya Sham Ramanuj and he was my spiritual master? Can you say that? So Karo Charo or Thanasegrin Rubinathan Mudli has made this false declaration in his public announcements and in court papers that once upon a time he was my disciple and I rejected him, which is a totally false statement, because I have Satish Bhaiya who missed maybe I think 15 satsangs in 5 years. And he cannot claim to be my disciple. He is an aspirant. And I have Mama Yev, who has also missed very few satsangs in his 3 years, and he also cannot claim to be my disciple because he is an aspirant. You can only become a disciple after you take initiation by the Guru. So again, he has misled the public. The public thinks that he was a disciple, he was a fully fledged disciple in good standing in this ashram, and I booted him out and I did not accept his apology. Sitha? Okay, so what are the synonyms for pomposity? Arrogance. Overconfidence. Ostentation. Is. Sorry? Conceit. What does conceit means? Presumption. So he always presumes. All right, and that's just a few. There's over 50 synonyms for pomposity. Lying is part of pomposity. Being deceitful is part of pomposity. Okay, and this is from the Bhagavad Gita. Who speaks the Bhagavad Gita? Who? Lord Krishna. Who spoke the Bhagavad Gita to? To Arjuna. And that information for Bhagavad Gita is for who? All of mankind. So, he stated that he went toe to toe. Okay, before I go there, let's finish these definitions. Give me a meaning of apology. Meaning of apology.
A regretful acknowledgement of.
A what?
Regretful.
A regretful acknowledgement
of an offense.
or failure. A regretful acknowledgement of an offense or failure. So he opened a group, Guruji an apology, or KC an apology. Then on the group he writes that he wants to take up my offer where he wants to apologize so that he has one less problem in 2023. So he sent this in December, towards the end of December, on December 16th. On the 16th of December, he opened a group, apology, KCN apology, and he wrote there, I'm repeating, that he wants to take up my offer for him to apologize for him labeling me a fake guru and a CHOOTH. Alright, so he wrote this. What is the definition of apology? You have to be sincere, yes, and you have to show remorse. Is he doing that? Why is he apologizing? From his own statement, why is he apologizing? So that when I accepted his apology, he would withdraw the case that he had against me. On the 5th of December 2022, he obtained a false protection order against me from the Chatsworth court. A false interim protection order. Then on the 6th, he sent 2 people to me for me to accept an apology. On the 16th, he himself came on my WhatsApp and he wanted to apologize on the 16th of December. But he had no remorse. He did not want to acknowledge his mistake. He wanted to apologize so that this case that he opened is out of his way. So the Guru, and I'm teaching you, and I'm teaching the world, whoever is within gaining this knowledge from me, don't ever accept an apology from a person who is not apologizing sincerely and shows no remorse. I am teaching you this as a bona fide spiritual master. Don't accept an apology if that person is making that apology to make or to remove himself from a problem. The apology must be sincere. It must be honest. It must be truthful. And he or she must show remorse. I am here to teach the world divinity. I took my birth to teach the world divinity. In order for me to teach you divinity, I have to teach you when you can forgive and when you can accept an apology. And for me to teach you how to accept an apology or reject an apology, I have to be a living example. I have to be a living example. And this is why I did not accept his apology. Let's look at his sincerity. From the date that I did not accept his apology, right up to Thursday, 21st, he offered to apologize on the 16th of December, 21st of September. How many months that is? How many? 9 months. If he was sincere in his apology, he would have not harassed me. He continued to harass me over this 9 months. Every video of his, he must slot me in. He must slot me in. So was his apology sincere. Even if somebody does not accept your apology and you are a public figure, you are on social media, there is another public figure that you are embroiled with, you are sincere in your apology, you made a mistake on social media, you label somebody mistakenly through social media, what is your duty to do? Without that person accepting the apology, you on your own can go on your social media and that accusations that you made, if you are a divine person, if you have morals, if you have ethics, and if your mother groomed you to be a decent human being, if your father groomed you to be a decent human being, you at the age of 55. How old is Thanasekaran Rubinathan Mudli? Yes, he is 55, but he lies on social media that he is about to be 40. He lies on social media, he is about to be 40, and he said he always wished to go to High Court before the age of 40. But he's 55. When he removes that disguise, how many years you think he's going to look? Would that look in London, go in Tokyo eyes, how many years you think he's... You think anybody will want to see and look at him? You think anyone will want to look at him? I dare him. I dare him to go on his platform, remove his duk, psoriasis-ridden head, and his eyes, and see how fast people switch off from his channel. Never to... His followers will ask TikTok to remove him, his own followers. That's how pathetic and ghastly he looks. You understand? This is what he is ducking from. This is what he is hiding from. And this is why I took him on. This is why I took him on. I myself have credentials. My primary school friends still acknowledge and love me. My high school friends still acknowledge and love me. My university friends still acknowledge and love me. My police force friends still acknowledge and love me. My legal friends still acknowledge and love me. My business friends still acknowledge and love me. Right along my life, from the day I was born up until I am going to be 61 on 3rd of October, I have maintained all my relationships because I was morally and ethically correct in life. I was morally and ethically correct in life. Thanasekaran Rubinathan Mudli, he cannot make this claim because he cannot last with anyone. He cannot last with anyone. In January, he had an attorney. And I told his attorney came to me and asked me to agree on a settlement. And I told his attorney, I will never ever make a deal with the devil. I told his attorney in January. On the 21st of September, he stated that his attorney was useless and he fired his attorney. That same attorney, I asked Jessica for that attorney's details. I want to send him that video. That relationship did not last even a month. Right now, all his legal representatives that he met along the way are all in communication with us on our side. All the attorneys are in communication on our side beside one advocate. And just now, that advocate is going to leave him like a hot piece of, I wanted to use the word lead, but I'm saying hot piece of scum. All right, better word, hot piece of scum. As soon as he sees his reality, this advocate is going to leave him like a hot piece of scum. For that is what he is. Now, if a person loses in court and within a few hours changes that loss into a win, knowing there are court judgments in writing, you call him a person suffering from narcissistic personality disorder. Narcissistic personality disorder, because only under that psychological derangement can a person take a court judgment and twist it on social media. Now I want to go to my attorney, Yugan Naidu. My attorney, Yugan Naidu, is practicing for 30 years, Jessica? Okay, say 25 years. He is practicing for 25 years. He is well known in the legal dimension for being a kind and a humble personality. Kind and humble personality, and is one of the few attorneys who also advises the opposition, who also give advice to the opposition so that his conscience is clear when he defends whoever he is defending. This attribute is very rare in attorneys. Jessica, you agree? This attorney is a seasoned attorney. He was an acting magistrate. He knows the law inside out, up and down, left and right, from side to side. He can apply the law from any direction that he wants. He is a mechanic of law. He is a mechanic of law. And there on this other side, you get a person in disguise who wants, without any legal experience, who want to sell law for 500 rand. Mama, this vile and vulgar personality, he exchanged who he was born to vulgarity, to the character of vulgarity and vileness. Vulgarity and vileness, that's his university. The F word is the highest word in his dictionary. That's where he got his masters, in vileness. In vileness, he's a scum. No human on this earth, no human being on this earth has ever described parking a horse and trailer in the private parts of a woman. No moral, ethical, drunk, not even gangsters, the 28s and 26s in any prison in this country will ever conjure such filth. Not the lowest of lowest of lowest of lowest human being would ever describe such a ghastly description. And if you think that's his worst, he further goes on to state that he can use a concrete mixer and pour concrete into the private parts of a woman. Is there any word for this man? And his wife listens to him. He broadcasts from his home, and his 18-year-old son is his cameraman and technician. What abuse that son is undergoing. What psychological abuse that son is undergoing. And how can his wife ever step out in public with him? How can his wife call herself his wife? What abuse she must be going through all of this. So when the Guru took him on, it is my incumbent duty. Guru means from darkness to light. So I, through Jessica, invited him to this ashram to take him out of his filth and darkness and bring him into light. But he only saw money. He only saw money. So instead of changing himself, he saw an opportunity. He knew my children are in business. He saw I had quite a few wealthy devotees. He checked Vishwadhar out in Joburg and he said, hey, here's an opportunity to scam the Sri Narayan Dham, to scam the Guru, to scam the followers of the Guru. And that is why he did not attend one satsang. And when I'm saying he demanded money, I have it on WhatsApp. His WhatsApp. He wanted 5,000 Rand a month from that month in which we broke our relationship, and 10,000 Rand a month subsequently. Who extorts a Guru? Only a demon, a bona fide demon can do that. Only a bona fide demon can do that. So let's get back to my attorney. My attorney is an efficient attorney. His association is with efficient attorneys, with attorneys of substance. People know these attorneys. My attorney is self-sufficient. He drives around in a Porsche. He drives around in a Porsche. And for me personally, I have more than enough experience in law. For I was a legal investigator. I used to put cases together for attorneys and advocates in a law firm of which I was a director. And even as a policeman, if I arrested you, no attorney could defend you. So I myself have soaked myself properly in law because I have a passion for law. I did not instruct at any stage my attorney on how to run the case. Even my other attorney, she handles all our cases on her own strength, and again, on this case, I did not ask him how to run this case. But Jessica, you'll agree with me, and I'm going to unpack this case because it's already in the public domain, and I don't care about myself, I'm a guru, but I care about my attorney's reputation. I care about my attorney's reputation, especially if this man that lives in the sewer is throwing sewage at my attorney. So let's run this with evidence. In January, this case was to be first heard in or around March. The interim protection order that was awarded against me was to be heard in March. My attorney made representations to bring the date forward to January. Yes, because he threatened to have me arrested. So his job was, he thought he'll get a false interim order, then he's going to hold it and intimidate me with it. My attorney went to court and fought toe to toe with his attorney. I'm using his terminology. He likes the word toe to toe. So my attorney fought toe to toe with his attorney, and his attorney lost. His attorney lost the anticipation. They opposed the anticipation, and my attorney brought the anticipation order forward, and it was granted. Loss number 1. And I am the defendant. I'm not the complainant, I'm the defendant. The complainant lost. Round? Yeah, right? Round 1, he lost. Now the most important factor in this whole case is the interim protection order. This is the sum and substance of this case, the interim protection order. And it will only take a well-seasoned attorney to convince the magistrate through law to suspend the interim protection order. You just can't get an interim protection order suspended without hearing the merits of the case. We didn't go into the merits of his case yet. We didn't go into the merits of his case, but we had the interim protection order suspended. That is where the Guru won. That is where the Guru won, and Mr. Mudley lost. From there it was downhill for him. So what demonic trick he tried again? I don't want to say legal trick. Demonic trick. What demonic trick he tried? He said that the magistrate was compromised, and he wanted the magistrate to recuse himself. And this he has done with every magistrate. 5 other magistrates he asked for recusal when something that went against him. Anything that goes against him, then he wants the magistrate recused. So he had to pay cost. He had to pay cost for the anticipation which he lost and the recusal of the magistrate which he lost. Mr. Mudley has to pay my attorney cost for the recusal and cost for the anticipation, and my protection order was suspended from then. Then, when he failed in his demonic way to remove the magistrate, he failed. The magistrate did not grant him that order. Then he tried to make a settlement through his attorney with me, which I refused. Remember, and this was before the protection order was suspended, he tried with his attorney and his magistrate to have the matter settled. I am the accused. I am the accused. Which accused wouldn't want a matter settled? Which accused would like an interim protection order hanging over his head? Which accused? Satish Bhai, you long in that section. Have you ever heard of an accused, you and Jessica, this is in your court, where an accused refused? An accused refused settlement. Have you all ever heard in the history of your lives in that court? You all are from there. I am the first accused to have refused settlement. Why? I wanted the truth to prevail, and this is what ethical and moral and righteous people should do. Sacrifice anything for the absolute truth. And this is what I'm teaching you. I am your guru, I'm your spiritual master. This is what I am teaching you. If somebody takes you to court, if somebody accuses you, if somebody casts aspersions upon you, which is false, don't make a settlement, because you're making a settlement with the devil. So this is why I risked that protection order being granted, because courts are technical. Courts are not the absolute truth. Courts are technical depending how you perceive the evidence, and I'm going to clarify just now. So two cost orders were granted in my favor because my attorney, it was only because of my attorney and his understanding of the law. It was my attorney's legal status and professionalism that won these two court orders, and my attorney's professionalism to have my interim protection order suspended even without going into the merits of the case. That is a huge win. Jessica, is Satish, have you again I'm asking both of you, more so Satish Bhai, because he spent many years in the court where protection orders are heard. Have you experienced a protection order suspended without the merits of the case? So again, here Yugen Naidu has done something which no attorney has done in the Chatsworth Magistrates Court. He suspended an interim. He had given the magistrate enough legal evidence to have my interim protection order suspended against me without touching the case. The case was not touched, Katija. The real case on which this order was granted was not touched. He had the interim protection order suspended outside the parameters of the original case. Now, don't you think that is a dynamic attorney? Don't you think that attorney is a real attorney? Now, this man has falsely claimed on over 10 occasions that he went toe to toe with a seasoned attorney, and he won. Who won? Disguise. Now, in court and on social media, in court, Thanasegrin Rubinath Mudli is a legal beggar. What he is? A legal beggar. And let me explain why I'm calling him a legal beggar. And he's a chicken. He's a chicken. And this is how he behaves in court. My worship, I'm presenting this argument. I am an ordinary civilian. I do not know the law. Please assist me. He came so far in this case because the magistrate brought him legally to this point. Who? The magistrate carried him by his hand legally and showed him the legal parameters because he is unrepresented. He made nothing dynamic. On the day that we spoke about cost, Jessica, that section 16, is it section 16? When you withdraw a case and then cost must be discussed. But it states that it doesn't say cost for the plaintiff or cost for the defendant. They just discuss cost. It doesn't specify for whom. But it's a natural process of the law. It was not what this demon in black. Satan and demon, they always dress in black. So even if I don't have any other evidence to convince you he's a demon or Satan, just look at his dressing and go into the Bible, go into the Quran, go into the Bhagavad Gita. What you're going to get? This is a color, darkness, demonic and satanic. You can see everything fits in on his side like a perfect glove. Even if the Guru is not around, you can just, through your own common sense, find him out to be a demon. So, there came a point where the judge himself stated that after the order was set aside, the conclusion can only be done through discussing costs. Through discussing cost, and it is natural because cost is not specified either for the plaintiff or the defendant. It is natural that both sides give their view on who should get the cost. Yes? Natural? It's a natural process of law. No going toe to toe. Alright? Then, in this demon's submission on why he should be paid cost, he says he had a dream of Lord Shri Krishna. Where he says this? When he is submitting why he should be paid cost, he says he had a dream and he gave a date of Lord Shri Krishna who told him to take action against this Guru. Who told him? Lord Shri Krishna. This is in record. This is in court record. I can pull all of this out, Jessica. Show me how to make an application and I'll run a few TikToks until this man leaves South Africa. Alright? Yes, this was his submission to the magistrate. I had a dream in April, he gives a date in April, where Lord Shri Krishna advised me personally to take action against this Guru. Alright? Then on Thursday, 21st, he said, I mock Sriman Narayan. On a video, he said, I mock Sriman Jai Sriman Narayan because of that person and his followers. So I got a video. Now look at it, those of you that are Sanatan Dharmi. If Lord Shri Krishna gave you, if any demon has a dream of Lord Shri Krishna, he will become a saint with immediate effect. Would? Yes or no? If God comes into you with your full potency in Sanatan Dharma, you'll become a saint immediately. You'll stop your vileness. You'll take out that obscene clothing. Remove that obscene clothing. You'll find the ashram nearest to you and you'll become a saint. That is if God enters your dream world. Do you understand? It has happened before. It has happened. God is not reserved only for the pious. God is reserved for anyone. And if God has to enter anyone, that person will become spiritualized immediately. Vegetarian, he would have stopped all his shows. From April, he wouldn't have entered any show in any tavern, any drinking place. No alcohol, mama. No meat, mama. No smoking, mama. Alright? That's who he would have become if Lord Shri Krishna really enters his dream. And he would have never made a public statement that he mocks Sriman Narayana because of the Guru and his followers. So are we clear? We covered everything. My attorney, nobody, no ordinary person, no civilian can ever go toe to toe with my attorney. no civilian can ever go toe to toe with my attorney. And that I'm casting in stone. Because an attorney is a professional. He studied law, practiced law, and he's still practicing law. And if he has a Porsche, it means he is very, very successful in law. Alright? So we want to make this part clear. Karo Charo, Casey, Rubinathan, Mudley never went toe to toe with my attorney. We have court records to prove it. He went to my attorney as a legal beggar. As a legal beggar would bowl in hand asking for the magistrate to compromise his submissions. To compromise his submissions. He is a chicken in court. He is not who you see on that social media platform. That's a great transformation from a chicken into a rooster. He just transforms. Alright? I want to take this video and I want to go and sit with that presiding magistrate. And I want to show that magistrate what a monster he and the Chatsworth Magistrates Court and the entire administration has created. This monster was created at the Chatsworth Court. This monster, Karo Charo, was created at the Chatsworth Court. I will take photographs and show you sunglasses and hats not allowed. And yet this man walks in and out with sunglasses and duke. Nobody can touch him. The same magistrate that heard our case, I like him personally, but officially I think he has made the biggest mistake by embracing the biggest demon on this planet at the moment. He embraced Casey, and by embracing Casey, he has given Casey these wings. To clip his wings, I charged him for defamation. I charged him for defamation 1 million rand. I am a guru. My job is to set precedents. My job is to set moral and ethical precedents so that when I die, this ashram, if there's another Casey that attacks this ashram, they can see from the guru how to protect your ashram. How to protect your ashram. When Lord Brahma created this universe, I said this in this set of discourses. When Lord Brahma created this universe, what did he also create? You heard me saying law and order. When this universe was created, did Lord Brahma disperse law and order into this universe? Who is that custodian of that law and order that Lord Brahma dispersed in this universe? The Guru principles. The Guru principles. And it is my incumbent duty Do I pay VAT? I pay taxes. I pay for everything that you pay for. Jessica, I pay for everything that you pay for. Can I be prosecuted? Can I be prosecuted? Then why can't I prosecute? As a guru, Why must I be different as a guru to forgive? Because this is what comes up in the comments. You're a guru, you should have forgiven him. Does the state forgive my taxes? So I'm paying taxes, I'm doing everything an ordinary human being is doing. You can't force me to forgive. Meaning of forgiveness, Sitha? We got the meaning of apology, meaning of forgiveness. Does Lord Sriman Narayan forgive anyone? The Supreme Lord Himself does not forgive. Does not forgive. That is why the karma system has been established. Your forgiveness can only come from your spiritual master, and it is stated in 2 Vedic injunctions. If you anger God, God will forgive you. If you anger God, the Acharya can cool God down. It's a Vedic injunction. But if you anger the Acharya, not even God can cool the Acharya down. It's a Vedic injunction. If you are a Sanatan Dharmi, then it's a law. It is a law cast in stone. And similarly in the Guru Gita, it is stated that if you anger Lord Shiva, the Guru can cool Lord Shiva down. But if you anger the Guru, not even Lord Shiva can cool the Guru down. Why are these 2 Vedic injunctions there? When you put a law, Satish, by any law, why is law established or promulgated? Because it can be actuated. It can be actuated, that is why it is put there. So what is these 2 Vedic injunctions telling you? That it is spiritually legal for the Guru to get angry. Is it telling you that, yes or no? Satish Bhai? It's telling you that it is spiritually legal for the Guru to get angry. It is spiritually legal for the Guru to accept your apology or not accept your apology, to forgive you or not to forgive you. What's the meaning of forgiveness?
Forgiveness means different things for different people. But in general, it involves an intentional decision to let go of resentment and anger.
Okay. So gurus do not contain resentment, nor do they contain anger. But they can get spiritually upset when certain norms of the institutions are not followed. They have a right. God has given them that parameter to exist in. If I accepted his apology and if I forgave him, what precedent I am setting for my normal moral and ethical followers? What am I teaching you? Because if you look at this man from that date up until today, he's just growing and growing and growing in his satanic state. Yes or no? Had I forgiven him, what I would have taught you? To be spiritually weak aspirants, devotees and disciples. I would have taught you that spirituality is a weakness. Spirituality is not a weakness. It is a strength, and you have the last right whether to accept an apology or to forgive somebody. Yes, you can forgive, because if you hold in resentment, You can forgive that person, but you don't have to accept that person ever in your life again. You understand? So I am within my spiritual parameters as a guru not to have accepted anything from Karo Charo. And my decision was right. My decision was absolutely right, because he has not, this discourse I am having on Karo Charo after a very long time, I think April. I dismissed him from my thoughts and from everything. But if I did not have this discourse today, then the public would have used the information that he gave them, that he won against the Guru. There will never be in my lifetime that Karo Charo will win anything against me. There will never be in my lifetime Karo Charo, Thanasegran, Rubinathan, Mudli will win anything against me. So I want to conclude how this case concluded. The case in the main, that Rubinathan, the case in the main, he set it aside. If you open a case against me, and if you withdraw the case, you are the complainant, who's the loser? Who's the loser? How can I be the loser? You open the case against me. Then you set that case aside. Who lost? You understand? Then the judge stated that for the case that was opened by Mr. Mudli, he must settle his cost and the defendant must settle their cost. Both parties must be responsible for their own cost. So this man is a Manchester United supporter, and I am a Liverpool supporter. For this P brain, I'm using his best team and my best team. For even a P brain is too big, ant brain. All right? I hope he understands. So Liverpool and Manchester United are playing. Where's Satish Bhai? Which stadium? Choose a stadium. Anfield. Right? And the Sri Narayan Dham's resident demon, Thanasegran, Rubinathan Mudli, is at Anfield. And the referee is refereeing the match. And after 90 minutes, nobody scored a goal. But what does referee declared the match a goalless match? Nobody from Manchester scored a goal and nobody from Liverpool scored a goal. What's a goalless match? A draw. A draw. But what is our in-house demon stating there in Mansfield? United won, United won, United won. This is what he has done when he went on social media and he declared that he went toe-to-toe with the seasoned attorney and he won. He did not win. This was only in terms of cost, Khatija. The case itself was withdrawn by disguised, liar, cheat, scamster. He withdrew the case because he knew he could never win this case. He knew he could never win the case. He won nothing against my attorney. He can take 1,000,000 lifetimes with one Yugen Naidu. He'll still win nothing. He don't have any capacity to win anything against Yugen Naidu. Even if he takes all of these years and he studies law, he's still not going to make it. Alright? So to sum up, the great Casey is a chicken in court. He's a legal beggar. Legal beggar. Alright? On his show, he's a rooster. On his show, he's a rooster. He transforms from the court to the security of his sitting room. So I went to court dressed like this. I made over 10 or 12 appearances. I went to court dressed as myself. I never disguise myself in tracksuit or chino pants and put on a t-shirt and a cap and go to court. I showed everyone in court who I was. And there was 2 people's heart that were crying to see their guru as an accused in court. Satish and Jessica. Their hearts were so painful that they tried to send me some tea and samosas. But it was a terrible experience for Satish Bhai and Jessica. I did not trouble them throughout my entire stay as the accused. I never go sit in Jessica's office, put my leg on a table and ask for any assistance. I went to the dirty smelling toilets that the public use. Yes, Satish Bhai? And those toilets down do not have water to wash your hands. I underwent all of that and I enacted my part of the defendant with my identity. No disguise. People were looking when they were saying, hey, Guru accused. Look at the Guru. Look at this Guru. He's accused. I underwent all of that to teach you. I'm your teacher. That no matter how humiliating the circumstances are for you personally, don't ever sell the truth. Don't ever sell the truth. Because today, I'm smelling like a rose. Every day I went to court, I was smelling like a rose. I never wavered or shifted from the truth. And before I conclude, I am the complainant. I am going to get a vexatious order granted on Casey from the High Court. Vexatious order means no more opening false cases. Magistrates Court in Chatsworth created this monster. High Court is going to decimate him. He will never be able to just willy-nilly go and open a case. Now I could have taken this. I could have told you again, I'm a guru. Don't make me the complainant. There's 5 other people that could have went at the complainant. No. I took this personally, Satish Bhai. I want to be the complainant and I want to set a precedent. I want to set a precedent. So there's 2 cases, one for defamation of 1 million rand and one the vexatious order to be granted against him, and we're going to win that to ensure that this demon is removed from society. Are there any more questions? Want to ask anything? Cyril? Anyone? So this entire discourse will be embedded in my Guru Principle book to show future generations how the Gurus are attacked timelessly. And I also want to set an international precedent. How many of you see Gurus on social media getting mocked by former disciples or former associates? You'll notice hundreds of Gurus get attacked, but because they don't have my background, I come from the military and I come from a legal background, I can navigate and set a precedent so that all these Gurus will know that courts are a legal recourse for the Gurus as well, and don't worry about public perception. Because at this ashram, I can state for myself, is the only ashram in the world, that has housed Christians, Muslims, Hindus, and people of other religious beliefs, blacks, coloreds, whites, and Indians, and all the major political parties together. They have made the Sri Narayan Dham their home. This is not experienced in any other ashram in the world. And the only reason we could come to this stage is because of the credentials of a bona fide spiritual master. Jai Sriman Narayan.